Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, met Narendra Modi today in New Delhi at the culmination of a big state visit by the Chinese leader to India, and it's the first time that he's been in the country for 17 years. Coinciding with the visit, there was another incursion by Chinese forces across the unmarked and disputed border between India and China in the Himalayas. And the Indians are saying that hundreds of Chinese troops came over and they confronted them at a place called Chumar. And all this was going on exactly as Xi Jinping was in the country meeting Modi. So obviously it's overshadowed his visit somewhat, which has otherwise been focused on economic issues and attempts by India to persuade China to invest billions of dollars in infrastructure and other projects. It's an important meeting because Narendra Modi has just become the new Prime Minister of India. He's there for 5 years. He's got a very strong mandate to lead the country. And interestingly, he's made quite an attempt to improve India's foreign relations with everybody, the US, India's neighbors, and now with China. There has often been tension between India and China, but India is very much the junior partner economically and really is very keen to attract Chinese investment. China is keen on investing in India because there are opportunities there. They're not necessarily unprofitable ones either. It is curious that this incursion incident should have coincided so exactly with Xi Jinping's visit. And there are two schools of thought. While one says that China, Beijing, is trying to make a forceful remark of a kind of military nature while Xi Jinping is in Delhi. The other theory is that it's the Indians who are patrolling more aggressively in this disputed area of the Himalayas to show the Chinese that they can't be messed about with under the new Modi government. The way to look at this incident is probably as a sort of parallel approach on the strategic front to the economic developments that are going on. So economically, the two countries are trying to cooperate. They're trying to cooperate in other areas as well, for example, by watering down climate change negotiations. But on the strategic front, they're very much still rivals, and neither side has yet found a way to conclude an agreement that both countries say they need to define the border. Another curious aspect of the incursion is it's in the Tibetan area, and we've seen in Delhi a lot of Tibetan protesters demanding a free Tibet, protesting against Xi Jinping's visit. Neither India nor China is likely to let these Tibetan protests derail what is essentially an economic deal that they have reached for Chinese investment in India in the years ahead. The Indians remain sympathetic to the Tibetan cause, but they're certainly not going to let that get in the way of economic cooperation with China. Victor Mallet, Financial Times in New Delhi.